So welcome to the Silverstone International race review. Just letting my arty side run free. We'll get through the car, the changes we've made, the preparations we've done, qualifying, a little bit of a chat, and the full race, albeit all edited, all in 40 minutes. So enjoy. Well, hi guys. What a place. What a place. Well, folks, very quick update. A couple of issues that they had. First was the little knock from behind, so we had to have a look at the suspension on that. Secondly, it got very, very hot in the cabin during the race, but I mean outside air temperatures were over 30 degrees, so that's expected. But a lot of that was coming from the exhaust as well, so I thought of ways of doing it. Heat shield's still in place, certainly at the front bit, the manifold, we'll have a look in a second. And but it's been removed along the floor just beside the driver. So I've tried to rectify that with a little bit of exhaust wrap. It's not ideal because it kind of traps moisture and helps the exhaust rust nicely. So used in moderation maybe, or when the car's wet, making sure it dries out completely rather than sitting. So that's another thing. And finally was the exhaust. Sorry, the brakes were feeling. The travel was a little bit long. However, was caning it quite a bit. I hadn't changed the brake fluid since the car was built. That was certainly the brakes were probably around about December time. So we're looking at a good 6 months. Is probably all you're going to get out of some racing fluid anyway. It's a sensible thing to do. So I'll flip the camera around. There we go. We've got the car up on the ramp. Fantastic things, these ramps, little scissor ramps. Lift the car up in the air, and it's just idling away there, so I can have a bit of a look inside. Make sure there's nothing untoward. So certainly a little bit dusty and dirty. There you go. There's the brake cooling ducts are holding up nicely, and if I get underneath, there we go. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. A little bit of exhaust wrap just all the way along the section that is alongside the driver. So I didn't do the manifold, not yet anyway. We'll see if this little bit works, and then we'll go from there.
With the focus for showers further west, however, showers will develop widely throughout the day, with some sunny spells in between.
Well, that says it all, really. It's Silverstone International weekend, my last race of this season. That's self-induced. We've already been to Snetterton last time out, and the next round of Roadsports is revisiting there next month. So we decided just to give that one a miss. Mostly on expense, not necessarily the race, it's the same cost, but you add in traveling time, 2 cars, overnight in a hotel, etc., etc. It all starts to add up a little bit. Just going through the final bits and pieces of the car. Of course, you heard the weather forecast, heavy downpours, big showers going through, so it's rather unpredictable. Let's have a look at the tyres. So the road tyres are currently on it. Michelin Pilot Sports 17-inch rims, and slightly narrower. They're 225s as opposed to 235s that we run on the dry or the semi-slicks. Plenty of tread in here to disperse any water, and of course they're the road tyres that I just use to drive to and from, and an excellent set of tyres they are. I would have gone for the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's like I've got on the Alpha. However, they don't make them for 17-inch rims, so that's what we're stuck with. So just have a little look. Here's my AR1s. They've done 3 races. They've done 2 track days, or a test day and a track day, and they're reasonably well used. However, if these are on and it starts raining heavily, there's very few grooves to get the water dispersed and the risk of aquaplaning. So as we found when Mike was out in Silverstone, it started raining. It got pretty dicey. As a backup, I got myself, thanks to Robin Stobie for the help with the tyres, big old grooves, brand new set of tyres. So I'm going to err on the safe side, or rather on the optimistic side. I'm going to fit the brand new set of AR1s for the drive across. Firstly, to scrub them all in for the race. The last thing I want to do is be on brand new rubber, although I think they scrub in fairly quickly. And secondly, just to I'd say be optimistic. Hopefully we'll get a dry session, certainly in the early morning. It'll save me changing tyres across again at the track. And as I say, we're only 15 miles away from Silverstone, so the damage is going to be minimal, or the wear is going to be minimal on those. So that's next up. Well, welcome to Silverstone. We're at the Wing Complex. There you go, all fairly busy around here. Just do a little panning shot so you can all see. It is a dry day here for the moment. Tagiwa Roadsports with the 750 Motor Club. Drove the car here this morning, put the dry tyres on, and it's still dry, thank God. It looks like there's a possibility of some wet weather, possibly for the race. We need to keep an eye on that. I've got the wets standing by here, and the spanners, the wrenches, and we'll throw those on if need be. It's all a bit manic here, just about to go to qualifying. Of course, I've only driven this once before on a half track day, whilst we were setting up the car, and I haven't driven it with the new final drive-in, so it'll be interesting to see what gears we end up using around. But interesting day all round. Bumped into a few people, and they're all excited to be here as well. It's just a lovely experience to be in the wing, all this hive of activity. So gonna have fun. We'll see how it all works out. See you later. So here's the qualifying lap at a club onto the straight. There's fourth, up into fifth. So at the end there's just a quick dab on the brakes, down to fourth, turn in using the curb. And then it's flat here right the way through in fourth. Keeping it nailed, sticking to the left, and then a 4 to 3 in. Looking for the apex onto the power as soon as I can, and then holding that third all the way around. Looking for a change of concrete on the left, turning in and taking as much curve as I dare, and using all that for a run at the exit. Down the back straight, fourth into fifth, and then into Stowe at the end, so it'll just be a quick down change into fourth. There's the curb turning in, nice smooth entry, and again getting onto the power as quickly as possible. Moving over to the right then for Vale, into third. Much as a curb as you dare, because there's a big sausage curb there. There's another one at the right, and there is exit at club. It's flat if you get it right. There's fourth gear during the turn, and happy with that. Went slightly faster during the race. This should be my best one yet.
Perfect, 122.48, excellent.
Well, hi guys. What a place! What a place! That's qualifying done. We qualified 8 out of 14, I believe, 122-ish. Puts me in row 18, I think, out of 22 on the grid. So happy with that. Very, very slippy, surprisingly enough. Wasn't expecting that with the newish tires, but it took them a little while to get up to temperature. Get them scrubbed in properly and get a heat cycle. But to be honest, I'm happy with that. Just ahead of Ivor Mayers again in the MX-5, and looks like we might have a bit of a race on there. So all is good. Great atmosphere, and well, bright sunny day for now. Catch you later. And this is where it starts to hit you. You know, butterflies go past. There's a little bit of red. Oh shit, here we go. Well, if it's wet, it's wet. If it's not, it's not. We'll see where we go. And this is where you start to feel the nerves. So driving out for the race is a fantastic experience. Butterflies are going. There's a formation lap here, and then one green flag lap, and then we're off. For those of you who haven't seen the videos before, this is the fast forwardy bit. If you want the full race video, there's the uncut version as well. You can find that on the channel. So that's it, all ready to go. Rolling start's new for us in Roadsports for this season. We're not really as bunched up as we should. Safety car in. And we can race on the radio.
Go, 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 go!
There it is, the race is on. So unlike the safety car where you can't pass until you hit the start-finish line, the start of the race here, we can go on the radio and overtake before we cross the line. So if I'd bunched up that little bit more and got the power on out of the final curve, then we could get going. But see, everybody's bunching up. Slow lap time 125. Everyone's just finding a position. So it's a little bit of a procession. It takes a couple of laps for all things to die down just that little bit, and then we can breathe and see where we can go from there. Although no doubt the real racers will say this is where it's all won and lost. Getting the tires up to temperature and get going as soon as possible. I suppose it's all really just a matter of confidence. Now that that's over, we're going to all settle in. So at this point I really don't know if I've lost any place or not. I don't think so. I didn't see anyone go by me. That's Sam McKeesey 36 ahead. So possibly a race on here, though I doubt it. Depending on who started there. Sam's at least a second quicker than me overall, and you can see he's just making headway there. So steady as she goes. Well, I thought I'd try something different. Despite having never done it before, I leave it in 5th gear. Turns out to be a stupid decision. Car's bogged down now.
Running the same lap time as the Sam McKee, who's ahead. Now is Ivor Mares in the MX-5.
And allows Ivor in the MX-5 there just to catch up and go. A very experienced racer is Ivor, ex-Formula Fords back in the day. Having fun in that big wide MX-5, so he's gone. We'll not see him again. He finishes a couple of places ahead. Despite the BMW here being slightly quicker on the straights, but he just makes headway during the twisties. So what you're not seeing here is in the mirror, I've got Pete Seeley's MR2, and I've got Christian Goodall in the Civic Type R as well. So that faux pas, the last lap, was kind of giving them a chance to catch up just that little bit. And there goes Pete. He finishes ahead of me as well. So, 1 gear change is all it took to lose 2 places. Now from 8th down to 10th overall. I'm convinced I can catch him again, but he's just too good. So, bit of a possession, bit of a fast forwarding. You can see the clock ticking up there as we go.
You are now P10 with Goodall 1 second behind you.
There you go, little flash of flame.
In a Honda Civic.
So that's Christian behind. Can't see him unfortunately. Bloody camera set up this time round. The 360 camera you can see below the mirror. I failed to switch it on. So you just get the in-car footage here from the normal race cam. So another little fast forwardy sequence. So that's the lap leader going around. 9 minutes. 9 minutes is all it took for that M3 to get a full lap on me. We'll start to see maybe the second place guy. But that M3 is really, really rapid. Look at the time he's got on him. There's second place M3 as well.
I said you pulled a second now on Goodall in the Honda Civic. He's behind you now, 1.2 seconds.
Yeah, I'm fully aware of that is 1.2 seconds. Another thing that happened was between practice qualifying and the race, the little transmit button for the radio, it broke. The wire came off, so rather than searching around for a soldering iron, to be honest, I just said for Mark, who's radio operator for today, just to keep me updated in what was actually going on. So we had agreed that I wanted a 20-minute call. I wanted a 25-minute call, and that'd give us 5 minutes then to get in and do a pit stop. So I was just going to leave it as late as possible. Have a listen to this.
So ahead of you, Pete Seeley in the MR2. Behind you, Goodall in the Honda Civic.
So all I've told Mark to do is keep me updated on positions and times as he would kind of do on a pit board, hence all the conversation is a bit one-sided.
Seeley is 3 seconds up the road. Goodall is 1 second behind you.
So Mark, even though he's on the headset today, he's a racer from back in the 80s and early 90s in Formula Fords, so he was glad to come to a circuit and help out as best he could. So unless the safety car comes out whilst the pit window is open in the next couple of minutes here, the plan is to come in about minute 26 or thereabouts, get a 25-minute call and then dive in. Of course, you'll see what happens in the next few minutes. Rain's starting to get a little bit heavier as well, but because the tyres are warmed up nicely and there still seems to be grip, and I've got a bit of confidence. This is really the first kind of damp day, but I don't think he's really getting a chance to lie. There's a little rapid Lotus, quick through the twisties, lacks a little bit of power on the Class A side of things, so they run a slightly different race. But a rapid little thing. I believe it's for hire as well, if you have enough money. So that message was a little bit garbled. It was the pit window was open. I didn't see the board the last time round, and I wasn't sure. So it's all a bit up in the air.
You're holding P10, still P ahead in the MR2, Google behind you in the Honda Civic.
So another little fast forwarding sequence. Bit of a procession, that's Pete Seeley ahead. Not really much headway. Looks like I'm matching his kind of lap times. And here we go, catching the train. So here I'm thinking I should have actually come in the lap earlier, but that's not actually the case. In the end, to do as little time behind the car as possible, and you probably couldn't have timed it any better than that. So we were still at full race pace there until the last couple of corners.
Safety car.
So now the penny drops. And I don't know whether Mark's going to get a stopwatch. He's chief timer as well. I've no way of contacting him, so on my own. Got a little timer on the steering wheel, so I'm able to hit the button and then look around. There's not really much they can do. All I need to do is get a safe release as such. Mark's well familiar with that. A couple of cars ahead.
Did you get a stopwatch? Did you get a stopwatch? Did you get a stopwatch? Yep. All right, cool. I'm showing 37 seconds. 40.
So just trying to coordinate. Just letting them know it's going to be 10 seconds very soon. I just need a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
10.
There we go. 60 seconds isn't long at all. Imagine doing a driver change in that as well. So I really pity the guys that are trying to do a driver change. And there's Pete Seeley just ahead. He's got out clean. And that was the way to do it. Come on down the pit lane and stop way back there. There's Andy Gay in the BMW 3 Series as well. He's well positioned. So although we got away clean, I think there were a few guys bunched up in that first third. It just happens to be where our garages were, so it just goes to show how it's really difficult to get all that coordinated.
Car in, green flag at the line.
So we reached the train again.
Green flag at the line.
Last few corners. And then we'll go again. So we really, in the whole run of things, that was a perfect pit stop as far as I was concerned. Minimum time behind the safety car. The guys that left it a lap later were effectively sat there at full race pace. and he was all over for them. So just goes to show the difference a little bit of strategy makes.
You are P11, you have Pete Seeley and MR2 1 second up the road, and Goodall behind you 1 second behind. You've completed 13 laps.
So basically back out again the way it all went in. Of course, we were bunched up a bit, so there's lots of Class A and B guys lapping. That's the issue with Class C really. It's not really the race, but you're racing and managing people coming up from behind.
We're now showing P9, Seeley ahead, Goodall behind.
So we're making places here. But that's because the pit window is still open. 22 minutes there showing on the clock. It'll close at 30 minutes. So we've gone down to P11 and to P9 here at the minute. I didn't know that the guys in the Type R were delayed very slightly in the pit, so that's why they've dropped back just that little bit. Driver change as well there for those guys, so all very complicated. So now for another fast forwarding bit.
Still P9 behind Seeley ahead of Goodall. Gaps the same.
So just getting Mark updating me continually. It's always good to hear. So nothing really happening much. The rain's starting to increase just a little bit.
Now showing a 7-second gap to Goodall behind you.
So the pressure's off from behind, just trying to get some clean laps in and catch Pete up ahead. Some more cars lapping.
You are now P8.
So it looks like the final car is diving in to the pits, puts us back into P8. Notice I haven't used the wipers yet.
Goodall now 13 seconds behind you. You're dropping him lap after lap.
Nick Goff's crew in the Audi TT, the Class B car, kindly cleaned the windows with some magic stuff. And it seems to be working nicely, so thanks very much indeed, guys, for that. Much appreciated. And these M3s just coming out of the woodwork. Here's is again race leader. Away he goes. So more fast forwarding stuff. And the pit window is just about to close. That's the second lap for the race leader down. I think he finally gets by me at the very, very end of the race.
Get the MR2.
So look, I've caught up with Pete Seeley. He slowed up as the leader comes through. He was just offline that little bit. So the pit crew getting a bit excited here. It's always good. And this is probably the best racing I have all race. But the MR2 got another Class C Fiesta ahead. So Pete goes inside, try and block my line, and I try and go outside to get him on the exit. That's my race head on. It doesn't work. And now if I'm in a position I can get a good exit here. But no, lose a bit of traction. Get a slipstream. Catch him a little bit. So we've got Class D car on the left, much slower, 116. So again, blocking the inside, good lad Pete. And I'm just losing a bit of traction there. Missed the apex and he's just made a bit of distance, so there he goes. Up the inside of that Fiesta. Try and do the same. I just want to follow him through. It's just a bit too rapid. So I need a good exit here.
18 seconds behind you.
And can I make it stick this time? What's that Honda gets round as well? Nope, not gonna happen. Not this lap anyway. So getting a little bit more slippy there. I just keep it in and the car slides a bit wide. So here into the link, if I can get a good exit out of here onto the back straight, might just have a chance. Closing. Is there enough room? Let's see. Job done. Back into P8. So he falls down back that little bit. I get a few of the faster cars through.
2 laps complete. 5 minutes in, 10 to go.
So another little fast forwarding sequence. There's 100 grand's worth of Seat TCR car versus mine 15 grand's worth of 3 Series.
1 second behind you.
Yeah, I can see that. He's filmed the windows. Mistake. Even time for a sing-song.
Well, Pete Seeley's ahead. Let's see if we can get him.
Yeah, wishful thinking, mate.
Rain clouds.
That's it, the rain clouds.
So really difficult managing the faster cars behind. Always put you offline.
Time to get him, Ed. Time to get him.
There you go, that's Emma. Always nice to see that the crew get involved. It's the nicest thing about actually having the radio. You feel as if you're sharing it with someone rather than just being selfish. Going racing.
5 laps to go.
See, check out the flames on us. Good lad, Nick. On you go, son.
58.
Ah, fucked.
There we go. Sneaky one.
Seconds, you've got the Fiesta behind you.
No, he's not. He's in front. Luckily, I got a good exit there and a bit of speed down the straight. You won't sneak up that so easily in the future. Bit of covert ops sneaking in behind that Lotus. might see my lines are a little bit more defensive. I think I was trying to get by me again. It's a pity we haven't got the rear view camera working.
Great.
There we go, another expensive toy flying by.
You remain P8. You're dropping the Fiesta behind you. Your lap times are better.
Oh, that's nice to know. Right up to the point where I push too hard and cock it up. Oh dear. It's the ability to laugh at yourself is what keeps us going. Yeah, there's a lot of poor show.
P8, the Fiesta is 2 seconds behind you.
So pressure's off from behind.
Seconds ahead of you.
Let's see if we can like close up that gap just a little bit. Not really enough time, there's 5 minutes left in the race.
The last lap ahead, they're getting the checkered flag ready. Rain getting heavier.
So Mark, give me a heads up. Checkered flag's been readied. So where's the class leader? The class leader, where's the race leader? Oh, there he is. So, if the checkered flag goes out this time, it'll be way for him.
P8, rain
this-
heavy now, go steady, go steady.
Yeah, heavy rain at the last corner. So if he gets the checkered flag, then the race is over. And I won't have to do another lap. Unlike Pete Seeley, who hasn't been lapped yet. Strange the way it goes.
Checkered flag, checkered flag.
So there's the checkered flag. P8, happy with that.
It's over, really bloody well done. Good job, good job.
Well done, honey.
You might see the Fiesta flying by as I slow down, waving to the marshallers, thanking them for all their good work. He's still at race pace. He hasn't seen the flag. So there are a few. It is an awkward position, right up, tucked up on the right-hand side as you exit the corner.
P8.
It doesn't follow your normal eye line. Easy to miss, but it was in the notes. However, I did get a head up. Mark told me it was being readied, so I was looking for it. So, making sure I thank the marshals. They give up their time, they do it voluntary, and without them, we couldn't go racing. Even more respect, given the fact that one of the marshallers at Brands lost his life just the week before. So, we're trying to share a bit of the love, but on Orange Hearts. So that's it, final farewell, the wrap up from Silverstone International. Race 4 for me, started in 8th, finished in 8th, and we had a bit of a scrap throughout. So all very good stuff, especially with a little Class C Fiesta. I believe it had an ST engine in it from what I gather, so it was a fairly rapid thing. Quick through the twisties, but I just had a little bit of an edge down the straight, so that's the way it goes, I suppose. Lovely smooth circuit here, making the most, and the car felt really good. So thanks to everyone who said that they watched the stuff that I put out. It really is much appreciated. More long may it continue. Till the next time. Thanks for watching, and that's me out. Thank you. Bye.